वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेशमनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्य माव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम् सन्धियं येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषामव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्। मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय। अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्मा परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि। अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्। श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्। अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः। मय्यार्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते जयः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगै मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः। अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः स मे प्रियः समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिरमौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धधाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेऽतीव मे प्रियः ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता सूपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे भक्तियोगो नाम द्वादशोऽध्यायः हरिः ओम तत्सत् हरिः ओम तत्सत् हरिः ओम तत्सत् श्री कृष्णा परमस्तु शुभं भूयात् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
उपस्थित भगवत भक्तों के रूप में मेरी अपनी ही आत्माओं, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता भगवान के मुखार बिंद से निकली हुई अमर वाणी है और जो भी जीव श्रद्धा सहित इस अमर वाणी को धारण करता है वो जीवत्व को छोड़कर ईश्वरत्व की प्राप्ति करता है, इसमें कोई संशय नहीं है। ये जीवात्मा चाहे जिस देश में रहे और चाहे जिस भेष में रहे, गीता सबका सब काल में समान रूप से कल्याण करने वाला एक अनुपम एवं अलौकिक ग्रंथ है।
केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशम् तत्त्वमस्य तिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमजलम् सर्वधी साक्षिभूतम् Sutam Devam Kansachano Ramadanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. You can now gently and slowly open your eyes and know that you are a unique and beautiful spiritual being of pure consciousness, and all you have to do is to shine brightly, and you will be helping the world and the universe. Stay blessed. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Gurudev.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. I extend a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for being with us tonight. I would like to now invite our Guru Bhai Joshi ji to please conduct the session. Joshi ji, over to you. Unmute yourself. Unmute.
Jai Shri Krishna, and thank you, Brother Peter. This is a very, very holy week of Navaratri. The 5th day in India and Thailand is the 4th day here of Mahaatmyam. Most of us observe silence on this period. Gurudev used to do it, and Swami Geeta Kiran ji is following the suit. She is doing the same thing. She is in complete mourn until the Navaratri are over. We are very happy to be here and see Geeta Kiranji. Thank you so much, Geeta Kiranji, for being with us, giving us the opportunity to be together in a powerful vibrational atmosphere, thinking of Guru, Gita and Gopal. Reminds all of us, Gurudev, we are all his children. And again, this week is a very, very powerful for vibrations. With this said, I want to request very, very dear, respected brother Narendra Kapoorji to please start today's Traveling the World of Vision. Kapoor Sahab, thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. Joshi ji, thank you very much. And Peter ji, Geeta ji, you are the pillar of this program. And my humble submission to all of you, may Bhagwan Shri Krishna give you good health. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanur Mardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagat Gurum Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Vardhe Kamarupani Vidyarambham Krishyami Siddhi Bhavatu Me Sada Om Sarvamangal Mangalai Shive Sarvartha Sadike Shranye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Om Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Sansita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Saraswati Rupena Sansita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Ma Bhagvati Rupena Sansita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Sansita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Daya Rupena Sansita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Matri Rupena Sansita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. By the invocation of these divine mantras, we are seeking the blessings of Almighty Mata Rani. These are very sacred days in Hindu faith. Navaratri, 9 days. It happens twice in a year, before the start of the winter and before the start of the summer. I would like to share some thoughts which are related to Srimad Bhagavad Gita coming out of Navaratri. Navaratri is a challenge to all believers and non-believers to take the inventory of your daily routine, what you do. In these 9 days, we do a lot of offerings in the temples and our homes to the Almighty Ma Durga in 9 different manifestations. The core message, according to the celestial wisdom of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, coming out of these Navaratras, it is the recognition of feminine force. The women empowerment is the concept coming out of these Navaratras, which most of the people, through ignorance, let it go. Feminine force, Matri Shakti, that is the creation. Only through that divine power, this creation has been created. And in Christianity, they say Adam and Eve. And the other theory, which is the Malthus theory of the evolution, all these things are correlated. So today I am just reinforcing this concept of Navaratri, that in this time period of 9 days, there are a lot of dietary restrictions, do's and don'ts. And they are with the intent to improve the inner layer of your digestive system so that you get a rest and become healthy. This is one way of looking at Navaratri, through the dietary restriction. The other one is to understand and put your faith in the Almighty, that this creative power is the Matri Shakti. And this current movement going on in this country, adopted country where we live now, the women empowerment, equality of women, this is what the concept of Navaratra is. People go into rituals, they do many, many rituals, but they don't understand the golden challenge hidden in Navaratris. So we must follow these 2 lines of thinking. One, that women empowerment, like they are equal. Your wife is equal to you. Don't treat her in any inferior form or shape. Your daughter is full of energy, of creativity. So see the creation in the womanhood and respect it, adore it. It is not a theory. It is day-to-day living. if you look at the fabric of life these days, there used to be joint families, many people lived together. There were marrieds and demarrieds, but we are talking of the marrieds. There was a lot of love. It was only because the women, they had the power. It was recognized in those homes. But now there are nuclear families, husband and wife and couple of kids. Kids go to college, now husband and wife, and still they are not living a peaceful life, spiritual life. And we do so many things, but the buck starts right here. During Navaratri, these 9 days, let it go. Understand the creation in this crowded world of 7.8 billion people on this small globe. It is a divine union, which we call husband and wife. And this is the opportunity to challenge yourself. Are you treating your partner the way you treat if Bhagwan Shri Krishna comes in front of you, what you will do? It is a thought. It is a thought. And Bhagavad Gita is the invocation to change. Reading and reciting has profound effect. But the intent and motive is to change your daily routine. If you don't do that, then the purpose is defeated. Your spiritual is not at its optimum level. So during this 9 days of Navaratras, which is very sacred period, there are two conditions precedent. One is the dietary discipline. You have to create what to eat, what not to eat. And most of the people, almost all the people who do the fasting and then they eat, it is a very qualitative food, less and qualitative. Pure vegetarian. Nobody dares to touch non-vegetarian food. It is only because they think Navaratri, that it is the sacred time to recognize the strength and power of divinity embedded in feminine force. And Bhagavad Gita supports this whole concept. Now here is my challenge to all of us. After these 9 days, if you think these 9 days are sacred, if you think that Mata Rani's blessings will be with me if I do these things, then after 9 days, on the 10th days, 11th days, and the rest of the 365 days, continue doing that. Don't stop after 9 days. And this is the human mistake, collective mistake. We just stop. Navaratris are finished. Oh, now I am okay. You are not okay. You are okay only if you continue to nourish and sustain the discipline you have created and continue to practice vegetarian food, non-violent food, and continue to respect your partner. These days, this society is totally, there are a lot of holes in the fabric of society. Husband and wife, there are a lot of fights. The other day, we attended 50th anniversary of someone very close to us. On the podium, they were still fighting. What is wrong? But on 9 days, this is Navaratri. They go to temples and do certain things. Come on, don't do these things. Either do it or don't do it. But do it with conviction and with the intent to change. The समाज का जो भला है वो नवरात्रि में छिपा हुआ है. once we understand the concept of Navaratri, which I am just with utmost humility explaining to you, the society will be better. And in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, this is the verse which relate to this concept, what I am talking about. And that verse is very profound, I tell you. Mat karma karin mat parmo mat bhakta sangha varjita nirvaraha sarva bhuteshu yasa mameti pandava. The person, the literal translation, but we will go into the depth. The literal translation, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, this is the commandment that the person who does all actions for me, by me, of me, this is the condition. And then who is attached to me, who is the bhakta. Bhakta means who is attached to me. And through that attachment to me, he profoundly respects the creation. There is no enmity, there is no jealousy with anybody. And then the last part, such a person must stay detached from the worldly affairs. चीज़ें न इकट्ठी करते रहे. Don't do that. So if we develop these traits as embedded in this particular sacred verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, this is the last verse of chapter 11, then our journey, spiritual journey, will be a pleasant journey. And this is the golden opportunity to come in the human form on this planet. It is now or never. We have been strengthened that more than enough. So sooner is better. So let me reiterate again that this Navaratri period, there are two conditions: dietary condition, and second, the recognition of the women empowerment. Utilize this information, change yourself, change the society. And these are the attributes of the sattvic state of mind. Unless the mind is not sattvic, nobody can do it. Most of the time, most of the people, either they are rajasic state of mind or tamasic state of mind. Rajasic state of mind is all selfish. Whatever we do, it is all selfish. And tamasic state of mind is all destruction, total destruction. But sattvic state of mind, that is what Bhagavad Gita is. And that is what Navaratri is. So let us, due to the time constraint, I have to stop. So let us pray to Almighty, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, Mata Rani, to give us the wisdom to sustain and practice this wisdom on a daily basis and change and lead a peaceful life at home, in your kitchen, in your living room. Your home is your kingdom, and you are the king and queen. Behave like king and queen. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev.
Thank you so much, Kabul Sahib. Well explained the power of the moment of Navaratri. At this age, we need to know it and we need to express it. The power of feminine power. All Mata, all 9 days, different Mata, Surya means Kusmanda. And they have a variety of powers that you explained. You recited all the Matas, mantras. And it was needed today. Thank you very, very much. Now at this moment, I'll make it a very light presentation today. And one comes from Gita Mahaatmyam. Gita Gangotavam Pitva Punarjanna Vidyase. It says the power of Bhagavad Gita. Once you partake Gita Rupi Ganga, then you don't take birth again like everyone does. Vasanas are washed away once you partake the power of Gita, Ganga Rupi Gita. And I myself feel when this Thursday and Thursday comes and Sunday comes, suddenly something happens very different. So thank you very much. I appreciate the Kabul Sahib to let me begin. Akhanda Mandala Akaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darsitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Nama Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanayam Salakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Nama Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Nama Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all be protected, may we all be nursed, may we work together with great energy, may our intellect be sharpened, may our study be effective, let there be no animosity amongst us. Om peace, Om peace, Om peace. As we go through this Gita's Mahaatmyam, it tells the power of Bhagavad Gita without any doubt, and gives us a separate energy. After we do Gita Havan, Gita part, whatever, at the end we do Gita Mahaatmyam. I just use one particular line of Gita, Gita Gangotakam Pitva Punarjanna Vidyase. That means you get the birth, but free of vasanas. That's what is to be known. When you are born without past life vasanas, you are born like Swami Vivekananda and many other Mahatmas, Ramakrishna Paramhans, Shankaracharya, Swami Hariyarji, that they come in this world, but without any negativity or vasanas. Very, very important. Now, today I will take a special moment and share something relating to Swami Gita Kiran. When we undertook the challenge of International Gita Conference in Chicago, Gurudev sent Gita Kiran to Chicago to help us. And we traveled all over US and part of Canada, and she was our main spokesperson. And finally, those who attended the conference know how successful we did. In one of those satsangs, I distinctly remember Geeta Kiran gave a sermon. I call it Pravachan. So that I will share with you today. I know the place, I know the home, I know the host. So here goes the story. There was a kingdom which had a very funny rule. And rule was that they never had a king as the son of the king. So they will always depute a king when the previous king's term is over. And when his term is over, they will go outside the city and find the person they see the first and make him the king. And after a certain period, they have a special procedure that they will take that person and make it go across the river on the other side. But until then, a king has the full power. He enjoys every worldly thing that is available in that kingdom. The problem was the other side of the river when he was carried is full of wild animals, lions, pigs, whatever, elephants, wild. And it was known story. So when the term used to be over, the prime minister of the kingdom will come, sir, your term is over, let's go. And the king knows that now other side is nothing but the death. I will be destroyed, I will die in no time because there are wild animals on the other side of the village, of the river. And they will force him, he doesn't want to go, they will force him to put in the boat and put him on the other side. It was a tradition. They kept doing it, and every time that retired king was taken in a boat, he will cry and would like not to go, please don't send me, but that was the rule of the kingdom. He will be sent on the other side of the river, and they know that within a week or so that person will be eliminated. Then one time they went outside the city and found a very poor guy, relatively young but poor, and said, well, you are the first one, you have to come back with us, you are our new king. And sir, I don't want to be king, leave me alone. Okay, well, that is the order, you have no choice, you have to come. So they got him and put him in the throne. So well, if you make me king, I will be king, I will enjoy. And that fellow worked for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And then time came, they said, your term is over, now we have to take you on the other side of the river. And all knew that anyone who goes to the other side of the river are going to perish, will be killed. But this particular person was very happy. He probably did his Bhagavad Gita part, did other pujas, other rituals, and says, I'm ready to go. Let's go. So they put all the food and everything for him to go. And people were wondering what happened to this person. How come he's so happy? We all know that the moment he goes on the other side of the river, he will be eliminated. But he is so happy and thanking everybody and everything. Well, he went on the other side. So Prime Minister was suspicious there's something wrong. This man is crazy or mad or something. What happened? So he sent few soldiers with him. So when they went on the other side of the river, they found it is no more a wilderness. On the other side of the river was the temple, dharmsala, good roads, clean. And they said, my God, how did it happen? So my dear friends, Geeta Kiran might remember what I'm talking about. That while his thumb was there, he used that thumb, went on the other side and cleaned everything up, made the other side as good as it could be, like his own kingdom. It was another kingdom, very clean, very holy. So Prime Minister found out and called, sir, what did you do? Said, well, this is what I wanted to do, to stop the fear. So fear, friends, that is our life. If we remember on Gurudev's Pravatan, Yagyat Karma, that person was following Yagyat Karma, Seva, Satsang, Sanskar, and used his time to make his second life as holy, as productive as it could be. He became Karma Yogi and made his next life, which was supposed to be have eliminated, a better life. And he made so many people's life better on the other side of the river. It's a new town now, and it's like a holy place. So I felt like sharing this story that was mentioned in a much nicer way by Swami Geeta Kiran in Naperville, Illinois, while we were preparing for the conference and creating more delegates. So what we have to do is that this our life, we must do the same thing. When our when our boat goes to the other side, we go as happy, as productive, without any fear. It is possible, it can be done, because this is the power of Bhagavad Gita. All of us are the students of Bhagavad Gita, and we all know to some extent or the other what is the power of this scripture. It can change. It has changed Mahatma Gandhi. It has changed Madan Mohan Malviya. It has changed Lokmanya Tilak. It can do it. And let us do it so. And I wanted to share it. It is a very powerful timing. And I thought about Geeta Kiranji's story, so I thought I should share again with you. I thank you, Geeta Kiranji. I just remember you. You look little different that time. You had lots of long hair. We see your pictures. But you have been very, very helpful. We have lots of respect for you. You are one holy person that I know. And ladies and gentlemen, keep doing Bhagavad Gita. Keep getting deep into further deep and deep and deep. Everyone will have a different depth. But whatever depth you get, it will take you to a better sphere, a better place. So today is the day of Maharani, and I wanted to praise our Devi, Swami Geeta Kiranji. With that, I want to thank you and request our highly respected Dr. Prasadji to fire at us some more jewels that we can take and become rich. Thank you, Dr. Sam.
Thank you very much, Joshi ji. Oh, can I have I can't share. Can you? It is disabled. Oh, thank you. First of all, my prayer to Bhagwan. Vansi vibhushitakara navnirdabhat pitambara darunabimba phaladharoshtha purnendu sundaramukha Arvindanetra कृष्णात् परं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Before starting from where I left last week, let me quote one verse from chapter 10, Vibhuti Yoga. In Vibhuti Yoga, Lord has described about innumerable vibhutis on request of Arjuna. And if I quote verse 34, Lord describes about the feminine qualities which he is. He says, Mrityu sarvaharaschaham udbhavasya bhavisyatam kirti srivakshanari smritir medha triti kshama. I am the all-destroying death, Mrityu, as also the origin of future beings, all the future beings which will appear, they are also me, I represent them. Being those who will be coming in future, and of feminine qualities, I am Smritir, Medha, Dhriti, Kshama, Kirti, Sri, Vaksh. All these names represent feminine qualities, and Bhagavan says, I am all those. On this period of very highly auspicious period of Durga Puja, let me wish you all very happy Navaratri Puja. Now coming to where I left last week, I was going through this verse 11 of chapter 4. Lord says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tans tathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartamanumartante manusyah partha sarvasa. If you recall, the question of prapadyante was dealt with in some detail, and I quoted 3 verses from chapter 7. In each of them, this word prapadyante appears, and in each of them, they mean refuse, take refuge in me. Mam ye prapadyante, those who take refuge in me. Now, this, taking this as the meaning, refuse, I have put up certain thoughts. I shared some thoughts last week. Now let us see the other part. You see, the meaning of this verse is, Ye yatha mam prapadyante, the manner in which they approach or they worship me. So the worship part was dealt with. Let us see what it means when we take into consideration the approach part. May not be surrendering on to the Lord, but just approaching Lord. There is a bit of distinction between the two, and commentators, Gita verses, they have made this distinction, so I am presenting before you. Now, according to the manner in which they approach me, I accept them in that very manner. How somebody can approach Lord and how he responds to his request or approach. That is the one let us discuss now. But before going deep into it, let us go through certain standard order, certain world order which Bhagavan has set in. Bhagavan has put in perspective each and every function that is going on in the entire universe. And this world order, which we call भगवान की सृष्टि में जो संचालन होता है, सब संचालन करता भगवान है, बट किस प्रकार, कैसे हैं, they can be discussed as macrocosmic order or microcosmic order. Now, what is macroscopic cosmic order? See, the entire universe, as we know, is the cosmic body of Bhagavan. And this is, we know it is Maya, it is created, it is Prakriti or Maya, that is the whole world. Now that world functions. How does it function? It has to have power from somewhere. Otherwise, the cart will be in front, but it will not move. There has to be some means to make the cart move. So the possibility of existence depends upon the power provided to it. The entire universe is pervaded by this consciousness or awareness that is provided by Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is the one which is providing this cosmic body, that power that manifests, it functions. That is the gross way, the macrocosmic way you can talk about it, which Lord has mentioned in chapter 9, verse 10, when he says, Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena konteya jagadvi parivartate. Under my supervision, Maya Dhakshena, under my supervision, if my supervision is not there, this will not function. So the importance of this supervision, the provision of power, the consciousness that provides the power, nature produces the moving and the unmoving, everything is produced, and because of this, hetuna nena, because of this, O Arjuna, the whole world revolves. When we talk of revolving world, we remember that very common verse we talk about. Joshiji often mentions that Ishwara sarva bhutanam hrideshe arjuntisthati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. The principle mentioned here is exactly the same that Lord mentions in chapter 18. There he talks of Ishwara and his Maya. Here he talks about Maya and Prakriti. It is the same thing. There also it is revolving, Jantra. Here also talking about Viparivartate. That means it revolves, the world is revolving. But as I mentioned, and I keep stressing this fact, that it is because of the power the whole world revolves. There is moving and moving. But the functioning of the world, whether it is revolving this way or that way, what is speed, and all these things determined by Prakriti. not by Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the one which provides power. I will come to that later, a bit later. But let me explain this in a bit more detail. Now, as you know, in this universe we're talking about, there are the cosmic activities going on. That is the sun, moon, star, earth, and all those things. Now they are interdependent and they're functioning. Again, the power is from Brahman. He says in chapter 15, verse 12, Yadaditya-gatam tejo jagadabhasayate kilam yat chandramasi yat chagnau tat tejo vidhimamakam. See how beautifully Bhagavan, by giving an example, lets us understand this fact that all the cosmic activities that is going on, they are from me. If I don't provide the light, the sun will not have the power to give light to the world. So Yada Aditya Gatam, Aditya is the sun. Tejo, that is the power, the light. Jagadvaha Sayate, whole earth or universe gets lighted, but that Teja, Arjun, take that. That is Vidhi. Know that comes from whom? From me. Know that it is coming from me. Last week, Guru Bhai, Dr. Narendra Kapoorji beautifully described the first verse 14 of chapter 15. When we talked about how the food is digested, the power of Vaishwan, Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamasritaha Pranapan Samayuktaha Pachameyanam Chaturvidam. The word he described and explained beautifully was this Vaishwanar. This Vaishwanar is the power of God. It is not God himself, not Brahma himself, but it is the power of Brahma which has a specific function to perform, and that function is related to the digestion of the food. Now this digestion not only takes place in the human being, but also the animals, also the plants. Now in plant, for example, if you give some manure, then what will happen? The plant will absorb that in it, and then get digested and provide nutrition to its leaves, and then fruit will come up. So that power in the plant, which allows a manure to be taken into the system of the plant, get digested and produce the flower and the fruit, is Vaishwanar. But that power, what type of manure is put in, depending upon that, the flowering and the fruition will take place. But if there is pesticide put in there, instead of manure, in the root, if the pesticide is put in, what will happen? The plant will die. It will not be able to, it will be digested. That system is there, Vaishwanar is there, but the result will not be positive, rather negative. So the effect of the power is provided by Bhagavan, but effect of what is consumed by the human being or the plant or the animal, depending upon the quality of that, the effect will be different. If a good thing is put in, the result will be good. Bad thing is put in, back will be back. So that is the microcosmic order that Bhagavan has provided. That day I was talking about kidney. The kidney has the function to filter all the obnoxious toxic material is thrown out of the system of the body. But again, there are certain good things which the body requires is taken back into the system. So that is the power provided by God, provided by Supreme Lord through system, and it goes into the macrocosmic order or macroscopic order or ultra macroscopic order. That system, if you from sun to the microbes, everywhere Bhagwan has put in a system, an order, which is called world order, which is either you describe in a macroscopic order or microscopic order. This is very well established and foolproof. There is no hanky-panky in that. The power is provided, but the difference takes place is because of utilization of the end product, which one is free to make use of. Coming to the body itself, this body equipment again, we have the senses, the mind, the intellect, and ego. All these are equipments in the body provided by Bhagwan for what? For using it for spiritual activity to elevate oneself from the level of where he was to the level so that जीवत को छोड़कर ईश्वरत्व की प्राप्ति करें. All these equipments which has been provided by Lord, and we all possess them. If we possess all these equipments, what is our role? What should be our duty? What should be our goal? How should we proceed? How should we best utilize all the senses, the mind, the intellect, and ego, so that the ego is ultimately discarded and you be one with the Brahma. Now, if that is not done, then what will happen? You will have the downfall. It's the question of how we approach. Je yatha mam prapadyante. How you approach, how you utilize the system, you will get the result accordingly. That is the essence of this verse, which Lord is telling us, Arjuna, make use of the equipment which have been provided to you. Don't let your senses go astray to the outside world. Always the tendency of our senses is to get to the sense objects, run towards it. And once you get some result, good or bad, you suffer or you enjoy. But for how long? You will be ultimately destroyed. You will have the downfall. You will go down. The mind has been provided to you. Make use of the mind. Let mind be to Brahma. Let mayeva manadhatsva, may buddhim nivesaya, nivasisyasi mayeva ata urdhvam nasansaya. There is no doubt whatsoever. If you apply your mind and intellect to me, you yatha mam prapadyante, tans tathaiva bhajamyaham. I will provide you with the opportunity to be one with me. That is the real meaning of this verse. Lord is trying to tell Arjuna, and through Arjuna to all of us, to approach Bhagwan in such a way that you jivat ko chhodkar ishwarat ki prapti ho. He says, and for that I have provided you with the beautiful mind and intellect. And you know very well this verse 5 of chapter 6, that Atmaiva Yatmano Bandhu, Atmaiva Ripuratmana. You are yourself responsible for lifting yourself higher up. You are yourself your friend. You are yourself your enemy. how you approach me, you will be rewarded accordingly. And there is no doubt about it. This is the system already existing. And so far Bhagavan is concerned, Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheswaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatva Mam Shanti Mrikshati. O Arjun, he who knows me as the enjoyer of sacrifice and austerity, if you perform sacrifice, yagya, dan, and tap, all those, I will enjoy, I will accept that wholeheartedly, and you will be benefited. I am Surada Sarvabhutanam. I am the friend of all beings. And if you know that sincerely, you will be attain supreme peace. So follow those lines which will take you, follow that order, follow that line, follow that path, which will lead you towards Supreme Lord. Now, Swami Chinmayananda ji has given a couple of examples and has gone in great detail describing about these two examples. These two examples are very well known, very practical. He has given an example of a car. And as mentioned before, car will not be able to move unless you have got gas in it or petrol in it. And there is a driver to take it. Now, if the driver does not utilize all the vehicles, all the appliances in the car and uses the power, power is neutral. Power has been provided. But how you make use of all the equipments in the car and which way you want to take it, uphill or downhill, a slippery road or on the snow, all these things will determine whether you will reach the destination or you will not reach the destination. So to be able to reach the destination or to crash into some other car or damage it, it has nothing to do with the gas. The gas will provide the power. The driver and the vehicle parts will determine the ultimate result of that. He also gives detailed description of electricity, which is a very common example, very often cited, that if you have got various appliances, the refrigerator, the cooler, and the heater, all those things are connected by electricity. Now, if you connect the electricity with the air conditioner, then there will be the cooler. If you're connected to the heater, there will be heating. With the oven, it will function like oven. So the functions, and if there is something wrong in that, it gets burst and get burned and all those things. The electricity has no role to play in that. Electricity will always provide power. It had been provided to you to make use of the equipment in such a way that if you want to cook something, then the oven will provide you with the food which you want to cook. So the idea is to make use of your equipment in such a way that when you approach that, Bhagavan will guide you toward the Supreme Lord, Supreme goal, will allow you to reap the benefit from there. And this beautiful saying that Jo jas karahi so tas phal chakha. As you sow, so you reap. It is a question of what you perform, how you perform, the way you perform. That will be able to give you the result accordingly. The order has been set up. In a football field, you know the rules have been given. Rules have so also in any sport. I give example of football in the sense that if in the back area if the defender touches the ball, he knows that a penalty will be awarded. Now, if you want to avoid penalty, then you do not touch the ball in that goal area. The rule is provided, the rule is given. One has to act in such a way that you do not create nuisance. On the other hand, you create something very positive all the way. Now, we all know when we, in the practical life, one approaches somebody who is higher up, who has more. If I am deficient of something, I will approach someone who has more power. For example, those who has a poor man will approach a rich man for wealth. If he wants wealth and wants to approach somebody with that. Only those who have wealth will be able to provide him with the wealth. If he approaches another poor man, he will not get it. Similarly, a weak person approaches the powerful person for protection. A sick person will approach a doctor for the cure. But these are those who approach those with limited power. On the other hand, Bhagwan, his power is unlimited. There is no limit to his power. So in spiritual life, one needs to approach Bhagwan, who has unlimited power for seeking salvation, for release. Make use of all your equipments provided to you by Bhagwan in such a way that you get release from the cycle of birth and death and be one with him. This famous story you all know about, that Fakir Maharaji always talks about. A Fakir, he approaches king, he wants to have some favor from the king, and he goes to King Akbar place. Where he is waiting there to see King Akbar. He finds that Akbar is praying to Lord with his hands up there. Then he decides to leave the place. As he's leaving, Akbar asks him, "What is happening? You have come to have something from me?" He said, No, I have seen you asking from Bhagwan. Why I will again approach you? I will, instead of you with limited power, I will not approach you now. I will approach to one who has unlimited power, and I will get something, everything from him. You have limited power. You can give me only limited things. Jai Sri Krishna. I think I will stop here. Thank you very much for patiently listening. Jai Sri Krishna. Jai Gurudev.
Joshiji, unmute yourself. Joshiji, unmute.
Thank you, Prasadji. We are so fortunate listening to you, analyzing the verses so deeply. We are taking all the advantage of a professor to professor to professor in Bhagavad Gita. Thank you very much, so much. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy these very powerful days of Navaratri. It's the time to store the energy, the vibration. And as Dr. Kapoorji said, store it and keep storing it. Continue that storage. That's what we are made as a human. And we can do it. We will do it. We are blessed, all of us, being the disciple of Gurudev Swami Hari. Jai Shri Krishna. Good night in US and Canada, and have a good day, Thailand and India. Jai Shri Krishna, everyone.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, everyone.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Ji.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Shri